Ladies and gentlemen, how the devil are we all doing? I'm the Nasty Grasshopper, and in this video, we're going to be taking a look at the masterpiece that is Hogwarts Legacy. Now, believe me when I say, this game is absolutely bloody massive, which means, you know, we've got quite a bit to go over. So, let's stop knobbing around and take a look at it. Now, I think we're going to start off by answering the most obvious question. What exactly is Hogwarts Legacy? Well, fortunately, this is quite an easy one to answer. Quite simply put, guys, the game is an open-world, single-player RPG based in the realm of Harry Potter. However, please don't get it confused. This is not a Harry Potter game. If you're one of those expecting to go to Hogwarts and enter Hermione Granger's Chamber of Secrets, then one, what the hell is wrong with you? And two, nope, it's not going to happen. The game is also not a Hogwarts school simulator. And what do I mean by that? Well, you don't start off as a first year and make your way through school. You actually start off as a fifth year. And yes, while you can choose what house you're in, that's pretty much it. You don't have to go to lessons every single day. Yes, you do go every now and again, but that's only to learn new spells. And once the quests are done, that's it. You don't have to go there again. There's no getting house points for Gryffindor or Slytherin to win the House Cup. There's no Quidditch. And some of the things that you can get away with in this school would warrant a full Ofsted investigation. So yeah, if that's the kind of thing you were looking for, then you're not going to get it with this game, unfortunately. So you may be thinking to yourself, right, we get it, TNG, but why are our favourite characters not in it? Again, this is another easy one to answer. The game is set at least 100 years before the events of Harry Potter, which means all the characters that you know and love don't bloody exist at this point. In fact, Hogwarts Legacy has its own storyline and characters that you can enjoy and interact with. Professor Garlick is my favourite. Now, I'm not going to give away any spoilers, don't worry, but the main storyline focuses around ancient magic and an angry goblin who's trying to, you know, use said ancient magic. I'm not going to lie, he's a bit of a dick. Now, before you start getting all angry and launching your keyboard everywhere, don't worry, there will be some names you recognise, especially if you're, you know, a book reader. Take, for example, the Hogwarts headmaster in this game. It's Phineas Nigellus Black, universally known as the most hated headmaster that Hogwarts ever had. Now, I can't really remember if the films covered him that much, but he was quite prominent in the books. I think it was Sirius Black's grandfather, but please do correct me if I'm wrong. As well as good old Phineas, we have a couple of Weasleys running around. We have Professor Weasley, not sure what a first name is, and we have Gareth Weasley, who's a little bit like, you know, Fred and George, always up to mischief. And for all the inbreeding lovers out there is a Gaunt family member present as well. Again, book readers will be more than familiar with this family. Movie watchers, maybe not so much. What I'm trying to say is, guys, while it may not be a direct Harry Potter game, there is some references to characters that you may know. But, you know, don't go into it thinking, oh, I'm going to go and be best pals with Severus Snape. Nah, it's not like that. Now, with it being an open world RPG, the map is absolutely bloody massive. You're not just limited to meandering around Hogwarts, although you can do that if you want to do. There is so much more area to explore outside of the castle. You've got your familiar places like Hogsmeade or the Forbidden Forest. And then you've got some more not so familiar places like this village here. Yeah, I have no idea what that is. But in my opinion, that's one of the charms of this game. You get to see places that have never been mentioned before. You really do feel like you're exploring and finding new things. There's even unmarked ruins all over the map which you can have a mooch around. And it makes you think, what's the story behind these? And in an RPG, yeah, that's quite important, isn't it? And to make it even better, guys, exploring isn't limited to walking around or just fast traveling to a point. Oh no. As you progress through the game, you'll come across a number of different mounts that you can use to, well, fly across the map and get a bloody good bird's eye view of it. And 10 points to the house that can guess what those mounts are. Yep, that's right, Hufflepuff at the back. You can, of course, get yourself a broomstick. Rather less obviously, you can also get hold of a hippogriff and a thestral. I'm not sure if there's any more, but that's the only three that I've seen. Now, like I say, guys, as well as being able to explore on the back of these, it gives you a bird's eye view of the map, and let me tell you, it is achingly beautiful. The graphics in this game are, you know, the next level. Apart from the cats do need a little bit of work in my opinion. But anyway, I digress. The terrain, the buildings are all absolutely stunning, and when you couple in the day and night cycle and the different seasons, it really does make it an explorer's dream. Honestly, if you like your old school RPGs where there was a heavy focus on want having a mooch around the map, this one will be perfect for you. It's massive, really well designed, and yeah, even this part of the game alone will take quite a lot of time to, find everything. So now we've covered what Hogwarts Legacy is about, let's have a look at the combat, shall we? Aye, I think we should. And the best way I can describe it is Jedi Fallen Order. Yep, if you've ever played that game and you do pick up Hogwarts Legacy, you'll see exactly what I mean. There is a heavy focus on dodging and actually having to think while you're in combat, and as you level up, you do start to feel OP as fuck. Exactly like Jedi Order. Can you see where I'm going with this? Now, on the leveling up front, it does differ to other RPGs. Personally, I don't think it's that in depth. Let me explain. As I mentioned before, you unlock most of the spells by attending class. However, you can't really do much more with them. Now, yes, you can make them more powerful by using talent points, but there's no like trees that you can go down. So like Skyrim, you can go down the sneak tree and unlock new abilities within it. There's none of that in, Hogwarts Legacy. It's a simple, oh, you've unlocked Defindo. Use a talent point to make Defindo kill 2 enemies rather than 1. It's not very in-depth is what I'm trying to say to you. Now, yes, you can upgrade your clothing to make certain aspects of your magic more powerful, but I would have liked a little bit more. What that little bit more is, I actually don't know, but you know what I'm trying to say, don't you? Nope, you probably don't. But all that aside, the combat in this game is bloody epic. It doesn't take no prisoners. I think it's been described as a genocide simulator, which I'd say is, mildly accurate. You really can't take prisoners, and everyone that you're going to fight is going to end up dead 9 times out of 10. So, yeah, it is pretty violent, and couple that with the fact you can learn and use unforgivable curses, it does make the fighting quite brutal. But let's face it, being a dark wizard is cool as shit, and like I say, it does make you feel OP as anything. Now, I did briefly touch on the character outfits before, didn't I? Aye, I think I did. So let's go into a little bit more detail about that as well. There is a hell of a lot of character clothing scattered around the map, and you can also unlock it by doing challenges and, buying it from shops as well. There's also different tiers of clothing as well, which dictates how much of an upgrade you can put on that piece of clothing. Does that make any sense? Nah. But it doesn't. In a nutshell, the higher the tier of clothing, the higher the tier of upgrade you can put on it. There you go. Beautiful. Now, another aspect of the clothing system that I do like on this is if you find a piece that you like, but the stats are pretty shit, you can just sell it. Because, mon petit fleurs, any pieces of clothing that you find, you can then apply that lock to any other piece of clothing. So, for example, say if I found a really decent set of robes, but they looked absolutely terrible, I could change their appearance to look like this poacher's jacket here, which, let's face it, is much more fashionable. Character customization doesn't stop there either. You can choose different types of wand handles, you can change the appearance of your broom, you can change the appearance of your mount like I mentioned earlier, you can hide pieces of clothing that you don't want on show. For example, you don't have to have a silly scarf wrapped around your neck, and when you're actually making your character for the first time, you've got quite a lot of customization in that as well. Let's face it guys, character customization in this type of game is something that many of us do spend a lot of time on, and the system in Hogwarts Legacy is absolutely perfect. So now we come to the point of the video where we look at what else can we do once we've finished the main quest, side activities and whatnot. And let me tell you, there's a lot you can be getting on with. For example, you can go around collecting all the Revelio pages for your field guidebook. Now this may not seem like much, but trust me, it's an absolute pain in the ass finding them all. But they do give you some cool little bits of info, and you do get XP for finding them all, which is nice, isn't it? Yeah, of course it is. As well as Revelio pages, there is a myriad of side quests. I can't even begin to tell you how many there is because I don't actually know. But put it this way, I've completed the main storyline and I think I've only completed 32% of the game overall. So yeah, you can see there's quite a lot to be getting on with. Now, if none of this floats your boat, guys, as you progress through the game, you'll gain access to the room of requirement, and you can customize this to your heart's content, and you can really go into some detail with it. However, the room's main function is to act as a place where you can put down crafting benches. For example, a weaving loom where you can enchant your clothing, or a potion station where you can, well, craft potions. You even get to a point where you unlock something called vivariums or vivariums. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Either way, these animal prisons are used to store magical creatures which you can go out into the world and capture. And once you've captured the little buggers, you can harvest them for resources. Now, that sounds a little bit, gruesome, but it's not. Literally, you have to stroke them, feed them, and just entertain them. It's not like you're setting up an abattoir or something like that, don't worry. You can also build inside the vivariums as well, and I've not really delved into this, but I have seen some, you know, pretty complicated stuff going down in there. So that's a nice little added feature to the game, I suppose. And other than a number of little mini games that you can play, guys, that is pretty much it. Well, at least that I've found anyway. Now, I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but trust me, there is a lot of hours worth of gameplay in here. The only negative things I have to say about this game are as follows, and it's nothing really, you know, substantial. The first thing is the voice acting. Now, most of it is absolutely bloody amazing, you know, it's really been well done. But some other bits of it are just, well, quite terrible, to be honest with you. I'll try and find some examples now and throw them into the video.
Hello. Nice day for a flight.
The other thing I really dislike is the fact that you can use unforgivable curses and nobody gives a shit. Like, nobody bats an eyelid. If you use them in front of the professors, you do get a mild reaction, but it's nothing, it's not what you'd expect. It's quite a letdown, to be honest. Now, there is a couple of bugs as well, but nothing too substantial. On the map screen, your cursor can have an habit of just shooting off to the other side of the screen at Mach 3. Don't know why it does this. Your clothing can have an habit of doing this weird flippy round shit that's going on with Sebastian here. Again, no idea what's happening. And there is a couple of Revelio pages that are indeed bugged. But other than that, guys, I've not really encountered that much. It is a properly smooth running game for the most part. To sum it up, guys, Hogwarts Legacy is absolutely incredible. The graphics, the gameplay, the exploration, the way it's just been put together is absolutely spot on. The only thing that concerns me is the longevity of it. Now, if it was made as a multiplayer, I can see it going on forever. But with it being a single player with quite a linear storyline, I can't see there being many, you know, reasons to replay it. It's not like you can play through it as a different house and have a different outcome either. Your two best friends in Slytherin are the same two best friends that you'd have in Gryffindor, for example. There's just not much variation. Who knows though? I could be chatting out my arse. They probably are going to release some DLC, and PC already has mods for it. So yeah, there could be room for expansion. Anyhow, guys, that's it from me. As ever, I'd like to say a massive thank you to all my Patreons and channel members. The extra support is much appreciated. And if you did like this video, please hit that like button and consider subscribing too. Anyhow, as we say it north, I'll love you and leave you, and I'll catch you next one.